What if time is not real? Imagine living your whole life by the ticking of clocks, the rising and setting of the sun, and the changes you see as you grow older, only to discover that time itself might just be an illusion. Scientists are starting to question whether time actually exists at all, and their ideas are shaking up everything we thought we knew about the universe. If past, present, and future are not what they seem, then what does that mean for us, for our choices, and even for reality itself? This question is not science fiction. It is a serious puzzle that is making even the brightest minds in physics stop and rethink everything. Time feels like the most natural part of life. We wake up in the morning, go through the day, and then rest at night. We grow from children into adults, and we watch the people around us age too. Everything seems to move forward, step by step. Because of this, we often believe that time is something solid and unchanging, like the ground under our feet. Clocks and calendars make this belief even stronger. They give us numbers and dates, telling us exactly where we are in this constant flow we call time. But here's the strange thing, what we call time might only be a way for us to measure change, not something real by itself. Think about it. A clock does not create time, it only counts the motion of its hands. A calendar does not carry us through months, it only marks the turning of Earth around the sun. When you look closely, time may not be a thing at all. It might just be a system we invented to keep track of movement and events in the universe. And this is where scientists start to get puzzled. If time is just a way of organizing changes, then maybe it does not exist as a separate force or dimension. Maybe it is simply our human mind giving structure to the chaos of reality. Without this structure, the world would feel impossible to understand. Yet deep inside, we must ask, are we measuring something real, or are we trapped in an illusion we created for ourselves? Albert Einstein changed the way we think about almost everything in the universe, including time. Before him, most people believed that time was absolute, always ticking the same way for everyone, everywhere. But Einstein's theory of relativity showed that time is not fixed at all. It bends, stretches, and even slows down depending on where you are and how fast you move. For example, astronauts on a fast-moving spaceship would experience time differently than people on Earth. To them, time would pass more slowly, even though both are living their lives normally. This discovery shocked the world. From relativity came a strange and powerful idea known as the block universe. In this view, the past, present, and future all exist together, like a giant map of reality. Imagine the universe as a frozen block of space and time. Every moment that has ever happened, and every moment that will ever happen, already exists inside this block. What we call the present is just the slice of this block we are currently aware of. In other words, the flow of time may be nothing more than an illusion of perspective. Think of it like watching a road from above. You can see the start, the middle, and the end all at once. But if you are walking on the road, you only see what is right in front of you, step by step. The block universe suggests that we are like the walker, believing time is flowing, when in fact the whole path, past, present, and future, is already there. This means that the future might not be open and unknown. It may already be set, just waiting for us to experience it. This idea makes many people uncomfortable. If the block universe is real, then our sense of free will, our power to make choices, comes into question. Are we truly deciding our actions, or are we simply playing out events that already exist in the fabric of space and time? Scientists and philosophers are still wrestling with this question, and the answers could change how we see our own lives forever. If Einstein showed us that time can bend and stretch, quantum physics takes the mystery even further. Quantum physics is the science of the very small, the world of atoms and particles. And here, time seems to behave in very strange ways. In fact, many of the equations used to describe particles don't even include time at all. The universe at its smallest scale doesn't seem to need time to work. This raises a deep question: if the building blocks of reality don't use time, then why do we experience it so strongly? One of the ideas scientists explore is called loop quantum gravity. It suggests that space and time are not smooth and continuous, but instead made up of tiny, indivisible pieces, like pixels in a digital image. If this is true, then time may not flow like a river. Instead, it could be more like frames in a film reel. The frames are all there at once, but we experience them in order, giving us the illusion of motion and passage of time. Another puzzle comes from what is known as the problem of time in quantum mechanics. When physicists try to combine quantum theory with general relativity, the theory of gravity and the universe's structure, they hit a wall. Relativity depends on time. Quantum theory, at its core, does not. It's like trying to fit two puzzle pieces together that don't match. This problem has haunted physics for decades, and no one has a complete solution yet. Some scientists even suggest that time might be something our brains create, not a real feature of the universe. Our minds could be stitching together events into a sequence, much like editing a movie. Without this mental trick, reality might just be a timeless collection of possibilities. The thought is almost too strange to accept, but it shows how deeply confusing time is when seen through the lens of quantum physics. If time doesn't exist at the most fundamental level, then it may not be a basic part of the universe at all. Instead, it could be something that emerges, like heat emerges from the motion of particles. This means time might not be built into reality, it might simply appear when many things interact together. And that idea changes everything about how we understand the universe itself. Even if physics suggests that time may not exist, for us as humans, it feels absolutely real. We cannot escape the sense of time moving forward. We wake up, remember the past, and plan for the future. Our whole lives are shaped around this flow. But why does it feel this way if time itself might be an illusion? One answer lies in how our brains work. Our memories give us a record of what has already happened, and our imagination lets us picture what might happen next. Together, these create the experience of a timeline. Without memory, we would not know what came before. Without imagination, we would not expect what could come after. Our minds connect these moments into a story, and that story feels like time. Think of it like watching a movie. The film itself already contains every frame from start to finish. Nothing new is created while you watch it, the whole story already exists on the reel. But when you sit down in the theater, you experience each frame in order, and it feels like the story is unfolding in real time. In the same way, our minds might be moving through reality frame by frame, creating the powerful illusion that time is flowing forward. This flow is not just about memory, it is also about survival. Our brains are wired to see cause and effect. If you touch fire, you get burned. If you throw something into the air, it falls. This pattern helps us survive and make choices. Without the feeling of time, we would not be able to connect actions with their consequences. For us, the passage of time may simply be the brain's way of making sense of change, so that we can live and act in the world. But if the universe is truly timeless, then what we call the past and the future might be illusions too. Everything could exist at once, and our experience of moving through it might be nothing more than the way consciousness works. That means our personal story, the idea that we are moving from birth to death, might not reflect the deeper truth of reality at all. Not all scientists agree that time is an illusion. In fact, many argue that time must be real and fundamental, because without it, the universe doesn't make sense. If time does not exist, how can things change? How can motion, growth, or decay happen at all? A world without time sounds impossible, because change itself seems to require a before and an after. Some physicists also point out that when we remove time from our equations, strange paradoxes appear. For example, if past, present, and future all exist at once, does that mean our choices don't matter? Does that mean free will is only a trick of the mind? These questions don't have clear answers, and many scientists are uncomfortable with the idea that the future could already be written. Another important point is that time works very well in most of physics. Our daily world, from dropping a ball to running a race, is explained perfectly with time as a real dimension. Even Einstein's theory of relativity still treats time as a coordinate, like space, that helps describe the universe. It may bend and stretch, but it is still there. For many researchers, this means time cannot just be an illusion, it has to be part of the universe's foundation. The debate is far from settled. On one side, some argue that time emerges from deeper laws, like heat emerges from particles moving. On the other side, many insist that time is too important and too real to be dismissed. This clash of ideas shows how mysterious the universe still is. Even something as basic as time, which we take for granted every day, could turn out to be one of the greatest puzzles in all of science. So, what if time really does not exist? If the past, present, and future are all part of one timeless reality, then our lives might not be a journey from beginning to end. Instead, every moment, our happiest memories, our biggest choices, even our final breaths, could all be permanently written into the fabric of the universe. To us, it feels like we are moving forward, step by step. But in truth, we may only be traveling through something that has already been laid out. This possibility is both exciting and unsettling. It challenges our sense of free will, our understanding of reality, and even the meaning of life itself. If time is only an illusion, then the universe is far stranger than anything we can imagine. And yet, we are part of it. We live inside this mystery, experiencing one moment at a time, never truly knowing what reality looks like beyond our human perception. Scientists are still searching for answers, and the debate continues. But one thing is certain, questioning time forces us to look deeper into the universe, and into ourselves. It reminds us that reality is not always what it seems. And maybe, just maybe, time is not the river we thought it was, but something even more mysterious, waiting to be discovered.